My name is Grace Ateka. I work for Kenya Bureau of Standards, Metrology Department, in a lab called Dosimetry Lab. I joined Kenya Bureau of Standards in 2015. That is after I had graduated in 2011. After my graduation, I did several internships. Then eventually I joined Kenya Bureau of Standards as a Metrology Officer. My day-to-day work involves calibrating medical equipment, that is radiology equipment, calibrating survey meters, and also supporting the industry in terms of calibration. My day starts at around 4:30. I go to the gym for 1.5 hours. After then, I come to the office at around 7:30 and start my morning. I usually begin my morning by having a brief with my immediate boss to discuss the way forward of the day. Then after that, at around 8, I start working. Occasionally, when I have equipment to do in the lab, I begin by setting up the laboratory and preparing for the equipment. And if I don't have any equipment pending in the laboratory, I start my day by finalizing and completing all my reports on my desk. My journey in science began when I was a very young kid. I would say at around in class 6 in primary school. And from that time, I wanted to be a pilot as I was growing up. So I had to go and find out what does it entail to become a pilot. And at one time, I met my dad's friend who told me that for me to become a pilot, I have to be very good in math and sciences. So from primary school, I've always been very and extremely really good in math, and I also love math a lot. So every time I will have a math exam, if you go back to my primary records, you'll find out that I will score very highly in math and sciences, just because I had a dream of becoming a pilot. And I used to know that if I don't do well in math, then I will never ever achieve my dream of becoming a pilot. So unfortunately, when I finished high school, my grades were not good enough for me to join aviation school. But at least they were still good enough for me to join a career in STEM. So then I joined University of Nairobi to pursue my degree in physics, Chiromo campus. During that time, we used to break for 3 months before you go back to continue the next semester. So during my vacation for 3 months, I always did internship at different places. So in 2008, I did my first internship at Kenya Bureau of Standards. And when I arrived at Kenya Bureau of Standards, during my first internship, I realized that the physics I was learning in campus was being applied here at Kenya Bureau of Standards. So because of that, when I went back to school, I put so much energy in ensuring that I finish my degree. And I always looked forward to working for Kenya Bureau of Standards at that moment. I remember even after I'd finished my degree in 2011, I still came back to Kenya Bureau of Standards to volunteer for 3 months as I was looking for a job. When I was in campus, I used to imagine my first job will be that job you get. The second thing, I buy my dream car. The second thing, I buy my dream house. But on the ground, I think things are very different. So the first job I took was not, the pay was not so good. And it made me, as much as I was disappointed, it motivated me to look for a better job and place myself better. So then after that, I moved to Achilles, Kenya, where I was an assistant manager. And of course, the pay was better, but I still didn't stop because I realized that when I did my internship at KEBS, I kept on feeling that I belong in KEBS. So I kept on looking and waiting for when they will do an advertisement so that I can get an employment in KEBS. So as I was working for Achilles, my mind was still set on my dream job at Kenya Bureau of Standards. So after 2 or 3 years, I now joined Kenya Bureau of Standards in 2015 as a Metrology Officer. And I will say that immediately I stepped in my office that morning, I felt like this is home for me. I'm very passionate about physics. You know, I feel like I drink, I eat, I dream physics. Like, it's like when you fall in love with something. So for me, I think like, I feel like I'm always in love with physics. And that has made me realize that even as I do my job here in Kenya Bureau of Standards, I feel like I'm in love with the job I do. One of the reasons I feel that way is because wherever I was taught in school is wherever I'm applying today. And it makes my job more enjoyable also. And another thing is that whenever you are doing something in life, you have to do it to the best of your ability. So for me, in everything that I do, I put all my energy in it. And because of that, at times I've won awards here, some of which I didn't expect to win. But because of the energy and the effort and the hard work that I put in it, it just works out.